A few words about functions, how to learn them and how to install them if you need. Core functions are in the core R library and they are already installed together with R itself. For instance, log2 and something what we used so far, we never called any other libraries. Extra functions which do not come with the core R are in extra packages. They can be in CRAN, which is a central depository for R packages. The installation is pretty easy. You call the function install packages and then it will come. For biologists, it is important to know bioconductor source. It's another big collection of different libraries for biology. And occasionally you might be directed to GitHub. But in any case, all good packages come with a good explanations how to add them to your R. It needs a few more lines on your script to do it, and you do not improvise but really follow the instructions exactly as they ask. If you don't know what to look for instance, you are seeking for a function which you don't know where it is, you can always inquire in our documentation site. And if you have it already but you don't know how to use it properly and what the parameters can be, you simply ask within your console in the RStudio question mark and then indicate the function you want to be explained. Let's look again in our variables script. For instance, we declare my range and my list, two numeric lists, and then we bind them. Sorry, my letters should be added as well. So we bind my list, my range, and my letters. But then you ask yourself, what is actually this cbind? What it does? And then you can ask the question here. And it recognizes already, and it says, all right, this is what it is. Importantly, it says already that it's in a base. It means that you don't need extra library. And then it says that it combines R objects by rows or by columns. And there are two options, cbind or rbind. And rbind collect all these loose lists of variables in rows and cbind in columns. That's why C and R. And likewise, you can go and do a plot. I suppose yes, it is. Look that it is the window is variable size, and if it is too small, then RStudio might refuse to show. So you have to do this window big enough. And then again you can ask, I miss the title, the header. Can I do something more nice with the plot? And then you type question mark plot, indeed, generic XY plotting, and then it say, okay, generic XY plotting. And then it says, indeed, you need the two columns or two sets of data by X and by Y. It's a 2D plot after all. But then it says you can specify type. That's what I specified here. And if after every comma you can push enter and begin a new line, you will need it if description is getting too big. So here I can say L, only lines, type, okay. Then it says main, an overall title for the plot. Oh, that's what I want. Main. And then xlab, ylab is a label for x and y. Why not to add it? And then you can go on and on. For instance, you can add the color for the line. It will be col for color. And say I want it red. And the line width, I want something thick. And then you say, okay, that's enough for a moment. And then you push run. And here we are. We have a title. We have X and Y for scales, and we have a line in a red color. Nice. If you look for something you don't exactly know, you can always come to R documentation and then ask, for instance, I want to do a correlation. What can I do? Where can I find and what? And then they say, oh, there is a function for correlation in a package correlation. Okay, then you go to this example. And then it says, okay, you have to install package correlation. And then you can use it, and this is again similar to plot function, long description, what are the parameters and what can you do, add, not add, what are defaults. And besides, if you don't change defaults, there will be exactly what is described over here, all the values. And then if it is a longer explanation what you can do with this, and then probably there is also example somewhere at the bottom. Yeah, that's a very serious correlation function. No, there is not. So if you like this correlation stuff, you can click on correlation, and then in the right corner you will see that the way how you install it in your RStudio is copy paste this line and it will work. It also means that correlation is in CRAN major depository packages. Then paste it, then we say run. Here you see already the comments appearing, what is also installing. It takes some time. It also refers to CRAN RStudio COM for the sources. So all indications are that it is in CRAN. If things go well, then it does not say anything about failures. You still have to write one more line. Library correlation. And if it doesn't complain, it means now you can use it. So you can ask for correlation, which sitting in correlation, and then it will repeat basically the description what you saw already in our documentation. That's how we do it. Here is another example. You want to install a Stringer package. It can be in a GitHub, or it can be in Tidyverse, or it can be in CRAN. Again, you do the same thing. Say install packages, and then it will for Stringer, and it will work. Alternatively, you can go in the bottom corner to the packages and ask for Stringer. It is listed, and then you say yes, and then automatically it will load the library Stringer. So it is already installed, you only have to load it. But for safety reasons and for documentation, you always place the loaded library at the top of your script. That's much better. However, if you want to know how Stringer work and what are exactly all the functions, you have to pay attention to this. Does it have a reference manual? Reference manual simply lists alphabetically all functions in the package available. And vignettes are usually what I can call tutorials, that you push on any of these vignettes, and then it will tell you, give you example and tell you how to use it. Also quite handy. Some packages are not in CRAN but in Bioconductor. For biology is nothing unusual. And here it is another story. For instance, I want to install package Lima. What should I copy paste in my script? But it's only once. You install package only once. You copy entire 4 lines, 1 empty line, copy paste into your script to the top of it. Actually, the most important is the last line, where Bioc Manager function installs Lima. This symbol means 2 colons, means that you do not load entire package but only load one function out of it. You can do it with other libraries as well. And then after you install Lima, so let's say short way, more simple way is like this. So if you don't have Bioc Manager, you have to install Bioc Manager. Then Bioc Manager will install Lima, and then you have to say library Lima run, run, run. And then you can use whatever it is in Lima. Some packages are part of the bigger collection of packages. This is a case of Tidyverse. Tidyverse is not a package by itself, it is the collection of packages with a similar concept, linguistically speaking, where the dplyr, ggplot2 and stringer are part of it. And so sometimes you can consider install load the entire library tidyverse if within your script you will have to refer to ggplot, to stringer and to dplyr. This is a very good page actually, where it also tells you how you install it, install packages tidyverse, and if you go to ggplot or stringer, again it explains you what it is about, and then again it explains you that first you either install tidyverse and then it will install everything, or stringer only. It doesn't and then it explains what can you do with this stringer. I use it quite often, but it doesn't tell you one thing. It doesn't tell you that you still have to write in your script library stringer like this, and then again you can use everything what is available over there. For the fun stuff we can go to Graph Gallery, and then there are two versions, one for R language, other for Python. And here, for instance, choose another type of a line plot, connected scatter plot. And then, for instance, I want to use to try this example. And then in gray you see the example, which you can copy paste. It refers to some online source which you might not know, but if it is online it should be usually available. And then this is the entire description of the line plot in style of ggplot. It should work. Again, ask for new. I have already installed ggplot2 and dplyr, I suppose. Yes, it is, both are attached. If not, you can always use a line install packages and say what is to install, like ggplot2. Or actually you can even say C ggplot2 and dplyr. It will understand. but we don't do it because again it is installed. So then we read the table online. Oh, it's a pretty big table of dates and values, whatever it is, only 2 columns. Okay. I recognized immediately that this is a data frame type. It's a data frame because of this dollar sign. Dollar means that data and column date is a date. It declares, and otherwise it might misunderstand what is it all about. It is numeric date. So the values do not change, it only the data format changes. And then it has, then you plot it in this a little bit weird, awkward way. Plots not all the data, all data very big. It asks for 10 last numbers at the end of this table. That's tail is about. This funny symbol comes from this tidyverse style of R scripting. Usually you can tell to yourself and then. So how you interpret this script, take the data and then out of this data take a tail, 10 last values, and then plot date for x and value for y, then plus do a geometric line and geometric point, and it will do it. That's the trick. But our concern today was loading functions from the library which are not in the base R. I think the point is clear. The last case where you can probably arrive in a search of a package is a GitHub. This is the curious case of venerable package. Sometimes it works well, sometimes not at all. In principle, it has interesting graphics. It is about Venn diagrams. And how you do it, again, they explain you that what everything which is in gray, like this line, and then you install DevTools if you haven't installed it yet, and then after you install DevTools you can install a venerable and then call venerable, and then it should work. Again, I can give you example. We have a time. Actually, we can copy all of this together. Copy, go to R, paste. Of course, it's you have to annotate it. This is a comment line. This is not. Again, these are the comments, and this is not, and this is the real stuff. Semicolon is actually end of line in many languages like JavaScript, for instance. It is also understood by R, but usually people in R do not use semicolons. So either with or without, it will be so this is the classic way how it's supposed to be. And since we spent already a time, let's try it to run. This can be removed, and this as well. All right. Bioc Manager, I see. I see. So this is already bad sign that it is a bit outdated. Like this, we don't. Bioc Lite doesn't exist anymore. Let's try it. On the way, it can ask you update all some or known packages. In principle, to keep it short, you can always say no, and if it will not work, then you can return and say yes another time. Then you probably I have already DevTools. No, okay, then I install it. Alright, DevTools installed. Don't be afraid of these messages. Loading required package means that it is very likely also loaded this library together with what you asked. So R is clever enough, it will load some extra things whenever it is needed. Now we are nearly at the end. Need some updates. Again, I keep ignoring. If it works, then it works. Otherwise, okay. Install GitHub worked as well. And library venerable at last loaded. So now we can use library venerable, which I will do other time. Here the whole purpose was to show what can happen when you have to install something. Once again, some packages are already pre-installed. They are listed here. You can look for them and simply click, and then it will be loaded. It will be also unloaded if you don't like something, or load it again. Follow these console lines. If not, but still package is in cron, you use install packages. If it is in a bioconductor, it is a Bioc Manager, but then there should be always a call for library. Only then it will be active. And the most complicated part is going to GitHub. For GitHub, it is usually function install GitHub, but in AES it can change. So far, so good.